Hey everybody, going live today with Rindy, Bradshaw, and Lily Park at some point, I hope. I'm really hoping that Lily will join us for a conversation today about autism, about COVID-19, about young kids and how they're coping and what she's up to. And Rindy's going to tell us a little bit about what we're doing at Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry. So I'm going to welcome Rindy in here. Sorry, I'm just looking through the bottom bifocal in order to see. Now where is it? There she is. Let's hope that Rindy Bradshaw pops up on my screen momentarily, because that will mean that this is working. It's working.
It's working.
I love it. How are you today, Rindy?
I'm great, Pete. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I normally have a beautiful backdrop of GenWell Project stuff, but today I went with the t-shirt because the Scotch tape ripped off a hole in our paint, so I figured I'd take that one down after a while.
You're going to be in trouble for that one.
Oh yeah, it's already happened. So, these are the things that happen in the COVID world when we're making do with home offices and everything else that recording studios in our own homes.
Absolutely. I know that feeling well.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. You guys probably more than many. I'd love to see what you've had to craft. Maybe we'll take a tour of the house today, although that wasn't on the agenda.
Yeah. I didn't clean up, so let's not do that.
I love it. Okay. Well, hey, Rindy, great to have you here. Honestly, really excited for this conversation. I know that we've had a few conversations about getting you and Teaching Awareness with Puppetry onto the GenWell Project platform, whether that be through a video, whether it be through these conversations, because I think the work that you and Kirsten Six do in regards to sharing these important messages with young people of all walks of life is so critically important. So I want to thank you for the time today.
Well, we're honored to be here. We've been counting the minutes. It's always always fun to chat with you, Pete. We know that. So we could do this all day.
Very kind, Rindy. So how we start off the show, Rindy, is we get started just by doing a quick introduction to the GenWell and the Connected Conversation series and why we do what we do. And then I'll do a little introduction of yourself, and then we'll get into the conversation about TAP and what you guys do to help spread great messages in the world of young people.
Perfect.
Awesome. So everybody, my name is Pete. I'm the founder of the GenWell Project, a human connection movement that was launched in 2016. Our goal was to make the world a happier and healthier place by reminding people about the importance of face-to-face social connection and inspiring us to take action. We launched it in hopes that we could help people get connected and build those relationships that keep them happy and healthy before the next crisis, whether that be a global pandemic or a personal crisis that somebody might be going through behind their own four walls of their home. And here we are in the middle of a global pandemic, and I think we're all waking up to the importance of staying socially connected, whether that's with our family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, or even the casual relationships that we have with the barista, the postman, and all the other people that walk through our lives each and every day. Connected Conversations is a series of conversations that we launched with the onset of COVID-19, because we thought there was a need each and every day for people to hear inspiring stories, learn about tools and information, and meet incredible people that are doing wonderful things to help keep people happy and healthy through these challenging times. And today I think is no different with Rindy Bradshaw, who is the program director at Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry. And Rindy is a community leader with a background in advertising, communications, and business, volunteer experience in the public and private school system, and an interest in helping to lead teams to get things done. I think your bio is much bigger than that, Rindy, but I'll leave it at that if that's all. Did I get that off of your LinkedIn maybe?
I think I need to update it, but it's
I think you do.
Perfect.
You have so much more about you, and maybe we can get into some of that today. Rindy, the first thing we always do when we're on a connected conversation is check in with the individual that we're speaking with, because right now it is the unknown and it is not the normal. So I'd like to just ask you, how are you holding up in COVID-19 now that we're 12 weeks into it, and both you and the family and the people you're connected to?
I have to say today's a good day. I find that it varies day to day, and today is a good day. We've gone through that beginning process when everything was unsure and we were scared and didn't know what to do. And I have three sort of adult children, and they were all over, and then we came together and we're at home, and we kind of figured it out, and it was fun. And now it's a little more uncertain as they've had to deal with losses of jobs or changes in camp and that kind of stuff. But generally, I'd say we're doing pretty well, and looking after each other and all that kind of stuff. It's not easy, but today's a good day.
Yeah, it's more and more, that's kind of been the response we've been getting. Is I think initially, people said how fortunate we are to, have shelter, food, water, safety, security, some of the
Absolutely.
Maslow's hierarchies. But what I've seen transition over the course of our connected conversations is initially it was, yeah, I'm doing good, bad weeks, good weeks. And now I think it's almost on a daily basis. People are struggling to, maintain that positive outlook. And we know there's only certain things that we can control. And a lot of this, as you point out, is the unknown, which I think is what many of us are struggling with, is not really understanding what lies ahead and when this all ends and what starts next.
I think that uncertainty is a big part of it. And I think everything feels almost more uncertain right now as we're all trying to navigate different decisions and choices about how we stay safe and our family stays safe. And I think it's really challenging. So yeah, it's been hard, but lots of things to be grateful for as well.
That's awesome. And I guess this is why doing what you do right now is not only important, but secondarily must give you great purpose in recognizing that you are changing people's days, weeks, lives by sharing messages that will help them through COVID-19 and beyond. So let me start off by asking you, Rindy, tell us about TAP. Tell us about Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry. Give us a little bit of the history and how the heck you ended up, running an organization along with Kirsten Sixth that teaches people through puppetry.
Well, it's been quite a journey, and you're right. TAP stands for Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry. They've been doing this kind of work in schools for over 30 years. About 8 years ago, we transitioned into Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry because we wanted it to be a more sort of Canadian operation. And Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry is basically an educational awareness program that teaches children about accepting differences in themselves and others. We use life-size puppets to engage kids and talk to them in different ways. And I think you're gonna have a chance to meet one of the puppets later, because that's where it all comes to life. But maybe I don't want to do too much of a big reveal, but the puppets are the heart of our program. And the magical thing about puppets is that puppets break down barriers. So children can talk about things that they wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable talking about, and we can have conversations with them that they wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable talking about with a human person. And we know a lot about how when children engage in a creative way, they learn just exponentially, because they're part of the process and learning and talking and all that kind of good stuff. So our puppets are at the heart of what we do. And the wonderful thing about it as well, our puppeteers are actually all volunteers. So they're at the heart of our program, and they've worked hard not only to learn how to puppet, but then also, rehearse and perform in front of an audience. And they are incredible people who are so committed to what they do and to their craft and to each other. So, you know, there's that connection between them and the audience and what they do together, which is pretty magical.
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm sure, and I'm sure again at this time when we're in such an unknown, you know, we'll call it a crisis, but certainly there's all different types of crises that I think, you know, for your puppeteers, the opportunity to be a part of what you guys are doing and sharing is so powerful. But when I think back to, I think the first statement about what your mission is, and it's about accepting difference in themselves and others. And for me, Rindy, and I know there's so much more that you guys educate young people on, but I think at a time when we're dealing with not only COVID and the challenges and the separation of wealth that will be created through this time, but also Black Lives Matter and certainly appreciating each other and understanding the imbalance that may lie in society, that does lie in society. I think the power of your messages right now may be more important than it's ever been.
Well, it feels like that, Pete. Well, right now, and it's been an important part of what we do, but you're right. I think everything comes to the forefront. Our mandate is to help raise a generation of children who are committed to diversity, inclusion, and acceptance. And that hasn't changed. It's only been amplified given our current situation. And so it feels exciting to be out there talking to kids. We know kids are feeling scared and anxious and worried about what's going around them, just like adults are. So really what we're doing is promoting the conversation with them. And it's so interesting how, you know, some things have evolved for us so much, but the message that we're delivering is the same. And so, you know, where we used to go into schools live and we would have an interactive conversation with the kids face to face, and we would adapt and chat and all that kind of thing. We literally in 3 weeks changed to going online, and so it's less of an immediate and is the technology, are you hearing me okay? Is the Wi-Fi okay?
Yeah, we went without sound there for a few seconds, but I think we got the gist of, you know, that things have changed and that the messaging is important. Before we go any further, Rindy, I just want you to give us where, if there's a parent listening right now who wants to share the information that you guys are putting out there on, I think, a whole wide array of topics, where can they go to find out more? Because I'm sure there's parents, not only do they want it for entertainment value, but I think, you know, for the purpose of sharing important messages. Where can they find more information?
The best place at the moment is to go to our website. The website is www.tap-toronto.com, or you can search us up, Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry, and you'll find the website. On that website, we have a lot of our videos organized by topic, and some of them are the immediate messages about mental health things, how kids are feeling, because we know by identifying the feelings and emotions with the children that they're able to talk more and sort of identify what they're dealing with, which makes a huge difference. And I think they're great conversation starters for parents and teachers to make sure they're having these great conversations with the kids. So the website is the first place to go. And we'd love to hear from anybody by email, info@tap-toronto.com, if you have any questions, or we would love to hear from you.
Well, I hope as a result of this conversation today that that you have a long line of emails reaching out to you, because I think it's more important. And I think, you know, it's both the kids needing to hear the message, but also parents, you know, looking for, you know, we've all heard how, you know, when parents continue to tell us stories that it starts to sound like Charlie Brown to some young people when we just get the wah, wah, wah. Well, what a great way to change it up and have that story told through a different lens, through a different person or puppet that we can maybe relate to a little bit more than mom and dad who may have also tried to share that message, but maybe hearing it from a different source might be even more valuable.
I think the conversation is so important, Pete, and we're all learning together. And I know our parents are learning along with their kids, and so can share together and have those conversations, the more likely that we're all going to feel better and make a difference. And so the main purpose is to cover a whole bunch of different topics. We love to talk to kids about disabilities, accepting. We've got a script about racism in the works, mental health. It's all part of these very, very conversations and connections that really, I think, are critical to our connections with each other.
And what I love about how, you know, how we came together is really based on the understanding is your puppets are really about starting the conversation. You know, you're about sharing a point and a mission and an understanding, but that's not the end of it. This is really the catalyst to get kids to open up and feel more comfortable about having that conversation with their dad or their friend or their uncle or their neighbor or somebody. Because as we know, certainly from the GenWell Project, you know, human connection does help us cope with challenges. It helps us find solutions. And probably most importantly, it helps us build the resilience that will help us all get through the ups and downs that we'll face in our lives. And I think that's what's so powerful about what you're doing and how us coming together to do this is so important. You mentioned disabilities, racism, mental health. What are the other messages or other platforms that you do speak about at this point, Rindy? I think we're struggling with your Wi-Fi over there.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Tessa, I'm here.
Tell all your kids
Can you
to get
get
off
it?
the Wi-Fi. No. This is
Off the
this is
Wi-Fi.
what happens when this is when we're all working at
Can
home.
you hear me now?
And struggling to get onto the Wi-Fi.
I know this is real, Pete.
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought we.
Trust me, this is I don't know if we've had a Instagram live that's gone completely smooth without a glitch. So this is par for the course. No issues whatsoever. And just so you know, I know you're moving around trying to find a good spot there, but Christina Ablett just commented that TAP is such an amazing program. And Ian certainly loves the fact that we're having some struggles here, which is always entertaining. Thanks for that support. Hey, this is all, I'm just trying to eat up time here until Rindy gets to a place where she's got some good connection over there. I think you're good now. I think I can see you and you're moving in real time. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Rindy, can you hear me at all? All right, so the question I was asking Rindy, which she can see us, but she's gone out and coming back in. Yep. She's coming back in on her phone. So the question I was asking Rindy there was really just about the platforms and the messages that they're talking on. She mentioned disability. She mentioned racism and mental health. And I just wanted to go and go a little deeper and see if there's other messages that as a platform and as puppets that they were addressing, because I think it's so critical for young people more so than ever before. And the education system struggles to, you know, put these messages out in a consistent way based on the system. And I think this is a great compliment that TAP offers up to the education system as another means to communicating really challenging messages. You're coming back. I can see you spooling in, Rindy. Can you hear me? I feel like we're launching the next satellite to Mars. Rindy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hear us?
I can hear you.
Have
Can
you
you hear
made
me?
it? Have you made it to the moon yet? Have you guys landed? Did you get there?
I'm here. I'm here. Are you there? I
Hey,
even
so
remember what you were asking me about. You'd like to know more about what we talk to kids about.
yeah, so what are the other topics? You mentioned disabilities, racism, and mental health. What are the other topics that you guys address?
So anti-bullying is really important, and including how we include others. We have a great script on autism, cerebral palsy, epilepsy. It's
Wow.
really it's just different ways to talk to people about differences, and also how to take good care of themselves. The mental health piece is really important in terms of taking care of yourself and others. And so what the puppets do is bring a different angle to have those conversations. We're all having good conversations, and the puppets provide a new way to get in and really help kids feel connected and comfortable having these conversations.
I think it's so powerful. And the number of times I've heard you say conversations in that answer just really reinforces for me, again, the GenWell Project, our belief, well, we know that none of us were ever educated on the importance of human connection, because up until the early 2000s, we didn't need to worry about it. When we came home from school, there was kids on the street and there was parents washing cars or cutting the grass, and we didn't have tall fences in our backyard. So we're waking up in a world where we're more disconnected than ever before, and yet getting kids to talk about these issues is critical to building the resilience and building the coping strategies that will get us all through. And I love what you said too, Rindy, is that in creating these conversations and addressing these issues, it doesn't just make the other person happy and healthy, it actually makes us happier and healthy as well, because it builds our community of people that we can connect with and support us through the ups and downs.
Well, and Pete, I would suggest, I agree with you. We grew up knowing we just connected with each other naturally. And, what I'm hopeful is possibly because we have to work harder at it now, and we have to learn to do it. Maybe we'll pay more attention. And that's the opportunity is that we can know it, name it, and do something about it. And maybe by having to work on it, we will be better at it. That's what I hope. And that's what we love to do every day.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Ian's just saying TAP truly facilitates human connection through an amazing tool, puppets. We do need to get people connected. We have been putting up both physical and emotional walls amongst each other over the last, couple decades, whether it's because of the 24-hour pressure and pace of social media or just keeping up with the Joneses. As I often say, my competitive set when I was a kid were literally the 5 people I could see out my front window. And that was really after about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock when you went home for dinner. You didn't really talk to them unless, you were out playing. And that was always a positive. But when you separated, you had your chance to get away from each other, and you had a chance to, connect with your family and, connect with TV shows that were actually about family and fun and connection. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of things working against us right now. And I think, again, your program is so powerful in sharing such important messages at a time when, kids need to hear these more than ever, to recognize that we are all in this together and we do need each other in order to get to the other side in the best way possible.
Yeah, and I think that with this, it's also facilitating us getting to people in different ways. So where we used to be live in schools, we also now we're able to be live. We do some work with a program called Connected North, and they have an amazing technological network that goes up through the north of Ontario and Canada. And through Connected North, we actually deliver live performances to Indigenous communities in the north. And so, we know we can do that. We were doing that with Connected North before all this started. So we can do that here closer to home while we have to. So I think it's really important that we find great solutions to be connected and keep having these conversations with kids.
Can you tell me, Rindy, do most of the programs that you create, are they, I forget the term, but are you creating them for somebody who's requested them, or are you addressing topics and then certainly working with people to share it with as many communities as possible?
Well, most recently, because of COVID and the virus, we are creating topics that have arisen because we've learned to do it quickly and be responsive to what's going on in the community. So our friends at Skylark Youth Services, which is now called Luminous Community Services, are mental health experts. And, you know, so for them, we know that kids need mental health support. And what's going on with our challenge in the society about learning about racism and protests, you know, that's an issue that's come up, and we can deal with that and teach about it because that's what we do. You know, that's just diversity and inclusion and reminding people about what we need to do to take care of each other. So more recently, we've been responding with new content, which is exciting for us. And I would say that's a change that's happened to us during COVID, whereas previously, you know, we had set workshops that we would deliver in different places. We've been able to adapt those and add new topics to be responsive to what's going on in the community, which is exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And now I think the challenge is, and I hope we can help as part of the GenWell project in spreading the message of all the topics that you address, because I really do believe, you know, the messenger of the puppets is unique. Obviously addressing all the topics that are relevant right now and topics that were relevant before, but even more relevant now. I think all of them kind of combined really say, hey, we have a resource here that it's just a matter of letting people know it exists so that we can spread the message. So
Pete, you're so right. And anyhow, like that is exactly a challenge that we face because, you know, we could go into a classroom with a teacher and just help him or her lead a conversation. So it's getting that message out and telling people that we can work with them. And that is a huge opportunity for us.
Yeah, very cool. So hey, did I just see, is Lily watching?
I think she is.
Oh my God. Do you think, would it be possible, could we talk to Lily today? Like, do you think she'd be?
I think you should. I know you would have a good chat with Lily, and I think she would love that.
Come on. I can't believe that she's watching. I've heard about all the great work that she does. And sorry, Lily, what's Lily's area of focus? What does she love to talk about?
Her name is Lily Park. Lily is a person living with epilepsy. So she has been working very hard in these last few weeks, coming to families through Epilepsy Toronto. She's been running workshops with kids weekly and bi-weekly and wow, helping them be part of a community because they couldn't come together in the office anymore. And so they're creating every week, it's more and more kids, and there's kids been on with her, and she's just been doing a fantastic job. So
wow, how amazing is that she's helping other kids? I bet you that makes her feel good. We'll have to ask her
she's got a lot of things to say.
That's amazing. Hey, and so just before you go, one last time, the best place for people to find you if they want to know more information, Rindy, where should they go?
The website, www.tap-toronto.com. You can find anything you need there and go from there, and we would just love to hear from you.
Well, as much as I've truly enjoyed this, Rindy, thank you for your time, but I am excited to go talk to Lily Park and hear what she has to say today.
Hold on to your hats. Have lots of fun.
All right.
And, thank you for your time. It's a great honor to be part of all this. You do such great work.
Thanks, Rindy. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Have fun.
Bye for now. Okay, so I do that. Remove guest. And now we want to bring Lily Park in. Go live. Let's see if we can actually find Lily Park and have a conversation with her.
Wow! Pete,
I can hear you so well, Lily. I'm so excited to meet you today and hear all of the great things that you've been doing to help other kids during COVID-19.
Oh, Pete, can I call you Pete, or should I call you Mr. Bombachi or Bombach or Peter? Like, what should I call you?
Pete would be just fine, my friend.
Oh, great. Well, it's so great to see you, Pete. I wish that we could be in person, but it's so great to see you this way and get connected, like you would say.
Yeah, it is really great. Virtual connection right now, Lily, is the only option that many people have, and yet it's a great way to supplement those face-to-face connections that we will get back to when you and I can get a chance to get connected one more time.
Oh, and I'll give you a virtual hug right now. Am I pausing for you, or do you see my virtual hug?
I saw your virtual hug. It was awesome. I can't believe I'm going to have to start giving virtual hugs every day, just like you, because I'm sure when you give the kids that you're working with virtual hugs, they love getting those virtual hugs, don't they?
We do, and I love receiving them too, Pete. It's so much fun, and I love connecting with my friends and family and stuff like that, because it's been difficult.
Tell me why has it been so difficult, Lily? What have you been experiencing?
Well, Pete, it's been difficult during these new and different times. I mean, I've had a hard time. I really miss seeing my friends and my grandpa and things like that. So I find it hard, but I'm learning to be more grateful and patient and understanding and all those kinds of things. And so then and I'm learning to use, this is my mom's computer that I'm using right now. So she's let me use it, and she's given me this, this Instagram handle. Can you believe it? I have a handle. And so I've been able to do all these kind of things through technology.
Yeah, technology is an amazing thing, Lily. I'm really sorry to hear that you're missing your friends. I think a lot of young kids are missing their friends. But you know what? The great thing is we've got technology that can keep us connected a little bit for now, and we can play games with our friends, and we can talk to our friends and to our grandparents. And you know what, Lily? Our grandparents and all the people that have been around here a little longer than you and I, those people really appreciate getting calls from their little ones, from their grandchildren. Even my little guy who's telling me he's a little hungry right now. Jake, do you want to come say hi to Lily quickly?
Oh, I'd love to meet. Is that your son? I'd love to.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit shy, but he's a little shy, okay, especially when we're live on camera. So, but it's really
not like you though, Pete.
Yes, well, I learned from some really great legends of my high school who always loved the camera and entertaining people and making people laugh. And that's the wonderful thing about friends, Lily, is that when you go through life as you're experiencing, your friends are some of the most important relationships that you'll create. And so I understand that you're missing them, but I hear that you've been talking to some other kids and inspiring them to stay connected and stay positive through COVID-19. Can you tell me a little more about what you've been doing with other children?
Oh, I would love to. Well, Pete, because of these new and different times, I've had to do some different kind of connections, I've been busy. And I, along with Epilepsy Toronto and all the people there, I do sessions, and they're called, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
They're called Live with Lily.
Woo!
That's me. Yeah, and so I talk to my friends, and Pete, I have secretaries, and I have people behind the scenes that do a whole bunch of work for me, and to help get these sessions organized, and I just need to get connected to my friends, and my friends need to get connected to me too, and because school is almost over, Pete. I try and talk to them once a month, and we do different things on my sessions. And I just want people to know that they're not alone, whether they're living with epilepsy like me or not. We're not alone. We can all change, and we can work together because we're all in this together, Pete. We just really are.
Yeah, there's no question, Lily. And by the way, Lily, do you have a fan club? Because there's a lot of people here. Emma and Ian and Christina and Rindy. Everybody's saying hi to Lily. How does everybody know you so well?
Oh, Pete. I tell you, I don't know. I mean, Christina, she's my secretary. She's one of my good friends. Christina and I do our Live with Lily sessions, and we have great conversations. And everybody at Epilepsy Toronto has been amazing to work with. And we talk about living with epilepsy during this time, during COVID. And that's my message to kids, that I don't want them to be scared. I don't want them to be worried. I want them to learn and understand.
And Lily, when you finish speaking with the children living with epilepsy, what do they say to you? How do they respond when you tell them to stay positive, to stay connected with other children, to listen to their parents, and understand that we will get back to spending time with everybody, all of our friends and our family? How do they respond to that?
Well, I think they respond honestly there, Pete, because, sometimes we have good days and sometimes we have not so good days, right? And I think that's a natural thing. And because we have those not so good days, they tell me about them and then we talk about them. That's a real feeling inside, right? It's a feeling inside we get that sometimes it's tough, but we have to be grateful for what we have, Pete. And I know you and Rindy were talking all about that and being grateful. But we have to talk about, we have to think about it in a different way. We're not stuck inside, Pete. We're safe inside, right? And if we're safe inside, then we can do lots of things. The world is amazing, and we can do lots and lots and lots of things. And that's what I talk about on my Live with Lily sessions with all my friends at Epilepsy Toronto. Yep. And we talk about living with epilepsy and what it's like during these times.
And Lily, I think it's amazing that the good folks at Epilepsy Toronto want to help you share that message. And I love the fact that everybody else is responding so beautifully and they love to have conversations. I want to ask you another question, Lily. How does helping other people make you feel?
Oh, Pete, it's the best feeling in the entire world. I love it. I mean, it does. When you give something to someone else, you get so much more in return. You do, Pete. It's a beautiful feeling. You know it. You get connected to people all the time. And you are doing such a great job of connecting people and making people feel good inside. Yeah, it's called like a warm, fuzzy feeling,
Yeah, I love the feeling of helping other people. And I think one of the greatest things that we can be sharing right now is that just through a conversation like you do with all those kids, Lily, you can actually make somebody's day better, their week better, their month better, or their life better. And I think just a simple message like that to young kids today is something that I think each of them can benefit from. So I love what you do, Lily. Hey, if you had a tip or a couple tips for young people, maybe you could just give us those tips right now. What are the 2 or 3 things that you would tell young people to do today if they were struggling with, any of the anxiety that comes from, COVID-19 and, not seeing their friends on a regular basis?
Oh, Pete, there's lots of things. I think it's important to know that this time will pass, and we will get together, and we have to know that we will get together soon. It may be different, right? Like we may have to be apart, washing your hands. And here I'll show you my mask that I wear, like this mask.
You have a mask?
It's yeah, of course, Pete. Don't you have a mask?
I do, but I think it's amazing, and yours is
My mom
colorful.
made it.
That is
Yeah,
so
my mom made it.
amazing.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll show you like I've been doing some artwork.
Whoa, that's a great idea. That's very creative.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've been playing bingo with my friends. I've been singing songs with my friends. I've been doing some deep breathing exercises too. You know, I breathe in through my nose and breathe out through my mouth. I have been baking. Oh, yeah, through your nose and out through your mouth. Yep, you got it. I've been baking with my dad, and I've got a big belly here for it. And I've been exercising and walking my dog Lola. I mean, Pete, we have to, it's hard. And I don't think there's one thing I could say to my friends, but I think that we just have to be patient. And patience for an 8-year-old is difficult. Let me tell you, it's difficult.
It is not easy.
But
That's
I'm learning more.
Yeah, that's not easy being patient. But honestly, when I look at all those different things that you've been doing, Lily, to help cope through the days of, you know, wondering when you'll get to see your friends again face to face, those are all great ideas for other children to do some art, to play some bingo online with your friends, even to spend time with mom and dad and actually do a few games or run around in a local park with mom and dad. Those are all great ideas for people to get out and be a part of still connecting, even though some of it's going to be done virtually.
Oh, and the other idea I had, just when you were talking, is you get connected. I make a time capsule, Pete. A time capsule of what you're doing now, and then you put it in a container. I learned all about it at my last Live with Lily session with my friends, and we made a time capsule, and you put things in there, and then you put it away, and then many years from now, you open it, and you remember what you did at this time. And that's, I think, is so important. Remembering what we were doing at that time, whether it was baking, someone put in a recipe of carrot muffins, someone put in, they put in hand sanitizer, because that's important, because that person wanted to remember about that they were washing their hands. I put in a necklace like this, like my necklace.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It reminds me that I'm a person living with epilepsy. So creating a time capsule, I mean, Pete, there's lots of things. I think that we have to all remember that we will get connected. We will see each other. We just have to wait it out, and it'll get better. It's not going to be easy, but it will get better.
Hey, Lily, there's one question as we wrap up here today, and it's been so amazing to talk to you. I love your positive attitude. I love all the things that you're doing, and I love that you're sharing these messages with young people, because you are making a huge difference in the world, Lily Park, and you deserve a lot of kudos for all that work that you're doing. But I think I know the answer, but I have one really important last question that I want to ask. Can I ask you one more question?
Oh, Pete, I could talk to you forever. Sure.
Hey, so my one last question is, when we can get outside and when we can do whatever we want to do, Lily Park, what's the first thing that you want to do when you can go out and do whatever you want again?
Oh, Pete, I want to hug all my friends at Teaching Awareness Through Puppetry. I really miss that touch. I know that may sound weird for me, but I really miss feeling and touching. And all my friends like Moose, Dog, and Beaver, and Lise, and Tara, and Marcus, and Jack, all my friends, and Mohammed, and Jeff Bob. I mean, I just miss hugging people, and I guess I took it for granted. I guess I didn't really realize how important that hug meant. And so for me, my first thing that I want to do is hug my pals.
Hey, Lily, I don't want to, I want to let you know that I feel the exact same way. I can't wait to hug my friends.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I feel the same way. All of my friends that I don't get to see, all the people that I high five with and hug and kiss, and those are all the people that mean a lot to me. And I think it's amazing that all of us are, as you said, maybe we were taking it for granted, but now we'll have an opportunity to show the people that we care about the most how much we love them, how much we care about them, and how important they are to our happiness and health.
Well, you say it so well, Pete. I mean, you'd be proud of me. In my last Live with Lily session, I think I said the word connected 100 gazillion bajillion times, because it's really, really just one more, right, Pete? One more
It's all about just one more.
One more connection.
Every one of us can make a difference.
And so
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you go ahead. You go ahead. Oh,
no, you go ahead.
Pete.
You go ahead.
Yeah, no, I said the word connected 700 bajillion gazillion times, because I really believe that it really is about connecting, because I want everyone to know that they're not alone, right? We're all in this together, and we're going to get through it. We are.
You are right, Lily. And so today, Lily, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on Instagram, on your mom's Instagram handle, on her phone, I should say. It's so great to meet you, and I can't wait till we get back to connecting with one another face to face, when you and I get a chance to get together, and maybe we can high five or fist pump or, get connected one way or another when we get back together.
Oh, Pete, that would be awesome. And maybe you can come and meet some more of my friends, and we can talk about other things too, because I love it. Or maybe I can talk to your son or whatever, to more kids. I just want kids to know, Pete, that it's going to be okay, and we're going to get through this. Yep, we are. We got to know that we're not stuck inside. We're safe inside.
We are all safe inside, Lily. Thank you for sharing your messages today. And I hope that we get lots of, you said 700 bazillion times you said connected. I hope 700 bazillion people see this interview with you and see the enthusiasm and passion you have for helping other children and sharing these important messages, because we will get back to connecting face to face. So thank you, Lily. Have yourself an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thanks, you too, Pete. Keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing. Love you. Bye, Pete.
Bye, Lily.
Love ya.
Love you too.